What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today I wanted to give a little bit of a silver Kraken update 3 years later. We're gonna get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive bonus content. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Try out some G Fuel energy formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Weeble and funding your account, which you can sell and use the currency to go and get you some silver if you want. Filming this in July, don't know what the August promo is going to be, but every month they have something awesome, whether it be free bonus stocks or whether it be a spin on the Weeble wheel, which gets you free Apple stock. There's always something, so Weeble link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. All right, so today is going to be a video all about the silver Kraken. Now let me get myself situated over here. Put that in my bag. I would ordinarily like to set up, I have my tripod with me. I would like to set up my camera and just point it down at the bench and look at the silver Kraken this whole time, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? It's tick season. I'm not interested in getting eaten alive out here. All right, so as always, my videos are primarily more so something to listen to rather than to watch, although periodically throughout the video I will be holding this up on display so everybody can see it, but I'm sure by now everybody knows what the silver Kraken looks like. So let's go for a walk in the woods and talk about the silver Kraken and also a little bit about the series in general. So the silver Kraken, the first of the series, the Creatures of the North series. Oh, and I can also talk about what inspired this video. I'm not really a social media person. To be honest, I don't even really like calling myself a YouTube person anymore, but I do have social media apps. I do have an Instagram, I do have a Twitter, I do have a TikTok. My favorite of the three is Twitter, if you'd like to follow me. I also have a Snapchat, but that's my own personal one, which I just use to, talk to certain friends that I haven't seen in a while. But Snapchat has this cool filter. The reason I'm bringing this up is because Snapchat has this cool feature, not filter, where they show you what picture you took on this day a year ago, or on this day 2 years ago, or 5 years ago, or whatever. And one popped up. Now I know this video is coming out in July. I'm sorry, I know this video is coming out in August, but this popped up on July 17th. This picture right here. It says, look what arrived. Flashback, July 17th, 3 years ago today. I took this picture. So 3 years ago, 3 years and a couple weeks ago at this point, I took this picture. This arrived in the mail. The silver Kraken. So it was the summer of 2020. Wild time, by the way. But in the summer of 2020, right as spot price was really climbing up at a quick pace, I was able to get my hands on the silver Kraken, as well as one of the Queen's Beasts, as well as some miscellaneous silver bars and rounds, as well as quite a bit of 90% junk constitutional silver, all right before spot price surpassed the $20 mark. And by the way, it was the first time spot price surpassed the $20 mark in years and years and years. Many of us at that time, we were used to silver in the teens, just like how nowadays most of us are used to the spot price being in the low to mid 20s. Back then, prior to 2020, we were used to spot price being $14, $15, $16, $17 an ounce. And also back then, premiums were not as ridiculous as they've been over the last 3 years. So I was able to get the silver Kraken for a really good price. Now, it is a 2 troy ounce silver coin, pure silver, 4/9 fine, by the way, from Canada. This is a 2 Troy ounce silver coin. I got this right before everything got completely wacky. Or should I say, wackier. I got the 2 ounce piece of silver. I don't have the exact dollar amount on hand, but 2 Troy ounces before spot price hit $20. So let's just call it, it was like $19 and change. We'll round it up to 20 bucks. 2 Troy ounces, multiply it by 2, but that's $40 with a low premium. Capsule included, shipping included. It was $45 or less. It was between $40 and $45. I don't remember exactly. It was like 42 something. I don't know. $42, $43. So I got 2 Troy ounces of silver. Premium included. Everything included. Less than $45 total. Nowadays, you're not going to be able to get a 2 Troy ounce coin, even if you get it with a super low premium, or even if you get it without a premium. All you're paying is spot. A 2 Troy ounce coin nowadays is close to $50. Spot price is $23, $24, $25, something like that. I don't even pay attention to spot price anymore. To be honest with you, I don't even pay attention to what silver's doing anymore. But I know that it's in the low to mid 20s, 23-ish dollars, give or take. Last time I looked, that's what it was. I have no idea. So multiply that by 2 Troy ounce coin. 46, 47, $48. And that's excluding a premium. You're not going to get silver at spot nowadays. Unless there's, an at spot deal. That's a different story. I'm talking about picking it up off of some seller on eBay, or getting it from one of these online precious metal dealing websites, or from the local coin shop, which is the best way you can get your silver, by the way. Support small businesses, support local coin shops, supports local everything. Local most things. Premium included is going to bring it up from $48, $49, $50 to be completely honest with you, probably $60 or more at this time. I'd be very, very, very surprised if you can go and get yourself a 2 Troy ounce coin, especially one from a really cool series, for under 60 bucks. Premiums are higher nowadays, and I just happened to get it right before premiums got completely wacky. They were already up to begin with, but this is before spot price surpassed $20, so I got it when spot price was low. I got it when premiums were medium. Premiums definitely weren't low like they used to be, but they weren't as high as they had gotten. I got it for a good price. And that was 3 years ago. That was the time where I kind of shifted my stacking strategy a little bit. See, when I first got started, I was all in on silver rounds. I just wanted as much physical silver content as I could possibly get my hands on. So I was going with rounds. Then I switched to low premium coins, the American Silver Eagle, which, by the way, at the time used to be a low premium coin. Maple Leafs and whatnot. And the occasional, 10 ounce bar, maybe some buffalo rounds, stuff like that. That's all I really cared about for the first, 2 or 3 years of stacking. It's getting pretty much the same stuff over and over again. 2019 came around, I started integrating some 90% to the stack. 2020 came around, and everything got flipped upside down. And I was forced to change up my strategy because my coin of choice was the American Eagle, and now all of a sudden it went from a low premium coin to like the highest premium standard silver coin. So I was like, all right, that's out of the question now. And even the other lower premium coins had become higher premium coins. Not high premium, but significantly higher than they used to be. Plus spot price was up, so it was just different. So I started focusing on more 90% because we were still able to get a lot of 90% during 2020 for a low premium. Premiums on 90% that year were still pretty low in comparison to most other things. 90% for whatever reason wasn't really on the radar. I guess all the new people being introduced to silver at the time didn't really know about it or whatever. So there wasn't as massive of a demand potentially. I don't know. But I was stacking mostly 90%. And I would occasionally pick up something random, something miscellaneous. And one of the random miscellaneous pieces I picked up happened to be the silver Kraken. A little over 3 years ago today, I picked up this bad boy. And this is still, to this day, I said it before and I'll say, I said it 3 years ago. I can't even talk out here. I said it 3 years ago and I'll say it again today. This is probably my favorite coin that I own. My favorite piece of silver, just by the way that it looks. It's just such an incredible, gorgeous piece of silver. But I picked that up simply because I liked the way that it looked, and I was able to get it for a good price, and I had learned that it was the first of a series called the Creatures of the North coin series from Canada, and we didn't know what the second one was going to be, or how many coins there would be, or what exactly they were going to be doing with this series. We didn't know. All I knew at the time was that the introduction to the series, when the series was introduced to us, got a pretty good first impression. That's the first? Imagine what the second one's gonna be. Wonder what direction they're gonna go in. We were speculating. You have any idea how many videos I made? I was doing live streams all the time back then. And that was one of the most popular topics that year. The Creatures of the North coin series. You know, there are a lot of people who were saying, oh yeah, it's gonna be Sea Creatures of the North. The next one's going to be like, I don't know, like the Megalodon or something like that, or something. And other people were like, no, it's not gonna be the Sea Creatures of the North. It's going to be mythical creatures of the North. So the next one, it's not gonna be, you know, a prehistoric shark. It's gonna be maybe like a dragon or Bigfoot or something like that. I, on the other hand, I came up with a more, or what I thought was a more likely direction that they were going to take. I thought it was going to be potentially a 3-coin series. I thought it was going to be one creature of the sea, or creature of the sea, creature of the land, creature of the sky. So I was thinking, I was speculating, I was making videos and doing live streams talking about, hey, we got the sea creature already. Maybe the next one's going to be a land creature. Maybe the one after that's going to be like a sky creature. Maybe it is going to be a Bigfoot or a Yeti or something like that, followed by potentially a dragon or a griffin or some type of flying creature, gargoyle, something. Maybe that's the direction that they're going to take. So that's what was so fun about it in 2020. We didn't know what direction they were going to go. We didn't know what the next piece was going to be until we learned what the next piece was going to be. The second coin within the series, which I don't have on me, but most of you probably know what I'm talking about, it ended up being a werewolf. That right there, that was a good idea. That was a really good idea. And the artwork that one has, oh my God, it's unbelievable. See the Kraken, the one that I have on me, it's a giant squid destroying a ship, which, by the way, my interpretation of it was like, hey, it's almost as if that giant squid is supposed to represent what's going on right now, and the ship that's being destroyed is like the economy. And then the werewolf came out. It was this big, buff, muscular werewolf in the woods. You see the silhouette of the trees in the background. You see the full moon in the background. It's such a cool coin. So then we got the second one. We were able to rule out, okay, now we know it's not Sea Creatures of the North. There were 3 theories. We were able to get rid of one. It's not going to be exclusively Sea Creatures. Maybe I'm still right. Maybe it's going to be creature of the land, creature of the sea, creature of the sky. Or maybe it's just going to be mythical creatures in general. What direction are they going to go in? We got one coin in 2020, the second coin in 2021. Now we got to wait until 2022 to find out what the third coin is going to be. And we talked about it, all of us. I was making videos about it. I was doing live streams about it. I was doing live streams in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is what I named my Patreon page. If anybody's interested, I'll leave the link in the description. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. I post them at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and there are no YouTube ads or commercials that pop up. You can just watch it whenever you want, before the market opens or at some point during the day, before everybody else has access to it. So link in the description. But I was doing live streams in the VIP Club every week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week at the time. And we were still talking about it. We're like, oh my God, the first one was unbelievable. The second one was unbelievable. What's the third one gonna be? What direction are they gonna head in? What's the next creature going to be? Gotta wait until 2022. And then 2022 rolled around. Waited and waited and waited and waited. And then, uh-oh, it's 2023. Why didn't we get that third coin? I thought, you know, I mean, they didn't announce that a new coin was going to be released every single year. We just kind of assumed. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Why would you not release one per year? But all right. They didn't specifically state that one was going to be released every year. Maybe the third one is, you know, coming out at some point, or maybe it was supposed to be yearly and it just got delayed. Something happened. I don't know. Who knows? But we didn't get the third one the third year. And here we are in 2023, the 4th year, still no third coin at this time. And also, by the way, still no communication from the Royal Canadian Mint. Not that we need communication, but when a series is released, I mean, should we be waiting around for the eventual release? Or should we move on? Has the series been canned? Was it scrapped? If so, they really dropped the ball. They had something amazing in their hands. They had something with massive, massive potential. What happened? Where'd it go? Like why? You had something so awesome. There was so much hype and excitement around it. I haven't been stacking for a ridiculously long time, and I've never really been too overly interested in the coin collecting side of things. I was just stacking for weight. But occasionally I'd pick up a cool coin if I thought that it looked nice. This was the first series that I was like actually like invested in. I was like, I like this. I like where they're going with this. I like the introduction. I liked the follow-up, and I'm excited for the next piece. I loved 1. I loved 2. I'm looking forward to 3. We didn't get 3. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe 3's still coming out at some point in the future. I don't know. No clue. But the Royal Canadian Mint, they've continued pumping out their other coins. They've continued creating more or new types of coins. It's not like the Royal Canadian Mint is like completely falling apart and everything's like lagging. No, they're still trucking along. They're still pushing forward. They're still creating. They're still innovating. Where's our third creature? I want it. I still friggin' want it. And you know what else I want? I want to know, you know, assuming that a third one, let's just say a third one is eventually coming out, which, by the way, I think at this point, I think we should probably move on. The only reason I've moved on from the series pretty much entirely, the only reason I'm talking about it today is because I got that notification saying, hey, you took a picture of the Kraken 3 years ago today. And I was like, oh, that'd be cool to make a 3-year update. But other than that, I've moved on from it. I've just kind of like accepted that, you know, the series, I guess, has probably been scrapped. It seems that way. We haven't gotten an update or a new coin since 2021, and here we are more than halfway to 2024, still no third piece. It's in my opinion, I think it's safe to say that, you know, it's probably, you know, I guess it's over. I don't know. But hypothetically, let's just say they do roll out a third coin for the series. My question then would be, how many coins in total will be in the series? So that was another question I was wondering at the very beginning. Is it going to be a 3-coin series, a 4-coin series, 6? You know, like the Royal Canadian Mint, that's what a lot of their series look like. A lot of their series are like a 4, 5, 6 piece set. Is that where they're going to stop here? Is it going to be less? Is it going to be 3 this time? Is it going to continue? Is it going to make its way closer to 8, 9, 10? Who knows? That's just, you know, that's just another thing that I was wondering. And if we ever do get that 3rd coin, it's still a question that I would have. How many coins will be in this series in total? That's what I'd like to know. I'm very curious. But at the moment, none of us have any idea. None of us know. And at this point, you know, I think it's probably a safe bet to just move on, I guess. Which is what I've done. And like I said, my stacking strategy my stacking strategy has changed over the years. Like I said, started with rounds, moved on to low premium coins, primarily stacked the low premium coins, started integrating 90%, and then, you know, the low premium coins became high premium coins, so I moved away from those and stacked 90% almost exclusively. What is that? Huh. You know, sometimes I'll hide something out here. Like I've put the tub of G Fuel up on a tree branch before, and I'm like, hey, look, tree fuel. And it just, you know, it was like almost like a video prop. That is something that I do not know, but I'm curious. So while we're talking about the Kraken, and I wanted to come out here because I thought that this would just be like a cool visual. If I have the Kraken right here, check this out. Hopefully, I know the lighting's kind of weird. I don't know, Kraken, water, whatever. So my stacking strategy has changed up quite a bit over the years. Do I even want to know? My stacking strategy has changed up over the years, going from generic rounds to low premium coins, which turned into high premium coins, and then it was a lot of 90%. Oh, that's disappointing. Nothing in there. Thought I was gonna find some buried treasure or something like that. Oh, Jesus. God, I'll pick those up. Leave it better than you found it. So, let me keep on talking while I clean this up. I didn't mean to topple the whole thing over. So, the stacking strategy has evolved. And one way it has changed up over the years is that I have moved on to other asset classes as well. Starting in about 2019, I started dabbling in the stock market. In 2020, I became far more educated on the stock market. And 2021, the massive bull run that we had did me very, very well. 2022, massive bear market, which just presented an opportunity to buy even more at low prices. And here we are, 2023. Which started kind of moving sideways and then ended up, you know, we're up a lot right now. We're very strong in the green. So that's pretty much been my focus for the last couple of years. And as much as I still do like silver and I still do like gold, they don't do for me what I need an asset class to do. I think silver and gold are potentially a fantastic way of preserving wealth long term, but I'm not really interested in preserving wealth when I don't have any wealth to preserve. I need to create wealth, I need to build wealth, I need to invest, and I need to increase my income and beef up my net worth so that later on I can transfer some of that wealth into something that stands, in my opinion, a really good chance of storing value and preserving wealth long term. But at this time, I'm just personally not interested in that asset class. I still like the way certain coins, rounds, and bars look, but I have no real enthusiasm left. I will say this though, if the Royal Canadian Mint pushes out that third coin, I will make an exception. I will go about ordering myself one online, even though it's better to support the local coin shop. I will pre-order the third one. I will make an exception in a situation like that, but like I said before, I'm not holding my breath. I'm not overly confident in the idea that the third one is even still going to be released. I'm leaning toward it being a no. I'm assuming the entire series has been scrapped. Don't know, and as much as I love the series, to be honest with you, at this point, I really don't care either. Come out with a third one, don't come out with a third one, whatever. It would be cool, it would be nice, and if they did, I'd make an exception, but other than that, I'm not stacking silver and I'm not stacking gold. At some point in the future, I would like to get back to it, but now is just not the right time for me. But anyway, that was, I guess, somewhat of a 3-year update on the beautiful silver Kraken. Still, to this day, I can still say this right here is the most awesome coin that I have. The best looking coin, my favorite looking coin, my favorite piece in my possession. Such a cool looking piece of silver, such a cool looking coin. And if the series was actually scrapped or canned or whatever, then I stand by what I said last time. Royal Canadian Mint really dropped the ball because I had something that had massive, massive, massive potential. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the Creatures of the North coin series, is this a series that you got yourself involved in? Do you have the Silver Kraken? Do you have the Silver Werewolf? Were you looking forward to a third one being released? I mean, this was just something, there was so much hype and excitement, so many conversations, so many like friendships were built around that coin. I mean, like I just making videos about it, live streaming about it, so many people sharing their opinions about it, and everybody was just kind of excited together. It's just unfortunate that it doesn't look like it's being continued. But were you involved in this particular coin series? Is this something that you were looking forward to, or maybe you're still looking forward to a third one being released? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic: the Silver Kraken, the Silver Werewolf, and the Creatures of the North coin series. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive bonus content. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, and a bunch of different designs, many of which are helping raise funds and awareness for different charity organizations. By the way, there was a Kraken themed piece of merchandise in the DYDSS store. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and coffee mugs. It says Kraken stacking on it. I think that they're awesome, and a portion of those proceeds are going to ocean cleanup. Clean up the ocean a little bit. Link in the description. Try out some G Fuel energy formula, or should I say tree fuel. Sugar-free, low-calorie, packed with a whole bunch of vitamins. Over 50 different flavors to choose from. This one is Miami Nights. It's pina colada flavored. Absolutely delicious. It's my favorite flavor that they've come out with, and it's perfect for the summer. So $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. You can deposit as little as you'd like, even as little as a penny. It still works, it still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares, which you can keep, or you can sell and use the cash to, I don't know, maybe get some silver if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. Every month they have a new promo going on. I'm filming this in July, so I don't know what the August promo is going to be, but every month it's something different, whether it be free bonus stocks, or whether it be if you refer 3 friends, they're going to give you a spin on the Webull wheel, which gets you some free Apple stock. It's always something awesome. Go and download the app, fund your account, and find out what the actual August promo is going to be. I will let you know in August when I start filming videos in that month rather than in advance in July. Webull link in the description. Everything is linked in the description. And I, once again, want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the Silver Kraken specifically? And in addition to that, what are your thoughts on the series as a whole? I know it's just 2 coins, and we were all under the impression that it was going to be more, but what do you think? Has the series come to an end? Maybe I can't imagine it only being a 2-coin series. So it's either a third one's eventually going to come out, or the series was just ended early. What are your thoughts on the series? Do you have either of the 2 coins or both of the coins? I have both. I only have the Kraken on me at the moment though. So head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.